You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah!
All right, welcome back to our final part of our show. We talked to Larry Walters on our first part. He calls every week. The fair tax is something that affects you as an individual. It affects me as a business. It affects all of us. And I think we need to change the way our tax structure is out there. Believe it or not, we need to change things in a pro-business way,
and
not crony business.
Yeah, this is something that is stuck in the House. I believe the Senate has a bill too. So everybody needs to write their congressmen, write their senators, and let them know they want a change in the way we pay taxes.
That'd be a great idea. But speaking of life hacks, so to speak, you got to pay taxes, but in the automotive repair industry, I mean, I fix things that the book doesn't exactly tell you how to fix. I'm serious. It doesn't exactly. You have to kind of MacGyver it. Maybe that's one of the things that I talk about.
Well, the books are written for new cars.
Relatively new cars. They are.
They're not written for cars that are in the world.
The flow charts out there that you see the flow charts that says, okay, code so and so, and it says check this, check that, check that, check that. Now remember, they're giving this for a car that's still under warranty, probably didn't have more than 30,000 miles on it, and it may not apply to you. You may do that flow chart, and I'm going, hey, it don't work. All those numbers I'm supposed to have are there, but still I don't have that problem. I mean, I still have a problem. I can't figure out what it is. And that's where things that you learn over time kick in, such as voltage drops. I know I talk about voltage drops all the time. Just because you've got power, and just because you've got a ground doesn't mean you've got the proper ground or a proper power. So you really need to, something as simple as using a headlight. Who would have ever thought that you needed a headlight to fix electronics? Well, think about this. If you've got a 12-volt little, say your electronic brake control module, a little motor in there, and all of a sudden you got an ABS light on there, and you're coming to your shop, you say, I went to a shop, and they told me my EBCM's bad on here, and my electronic brake control module or unit. And I said, well, why did they tell you that? Well, because I got power down there too, but it doesn't work. Well, I go, okay, well, maybe you're right. I mean, that sounds about right. So we go over to the EBCM. We unplug we found the power wire. The first thing we do, I'm serious. If you're listening to this and you're having trouble with anything electronic, and the car is more than 10 years old, first thing, please, 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 go check the power and check the ground. Go pull a schematic out. This is the life hack out there that will save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, or maybe having to buy a new car. Just go to ALLDATA. Go to and purchase for $25 a wiring schematic. Wiring schematics are very, very important. Take that wiring schematic, go and find out where the power wires are to that product. Find out what the numbers are. Find the power wire. It's got 12 volts on it. Find the ground wires too. See how many grounds it's got on. Sometimes they get more than one ground. Make a note of there and print out your, where's my grounds at? Where's my positive wire at? Now take that headlight, that simple headlight you got, and just put it on one of the grounds and put it on put it on the powers with the key in the on position. Does it light the headlight? If the answer is no on some of them and yes on some of them, then whichever ones have no, you've got to figure out why that voltage is there with a meter. You're reading 12 volts, but when you put a headlight on it, it won't light the headlight up because you've got a voltage drop. You need to figure out, and it could be something as simple as where someone's pulled a fuse out to check the power, and they put their digital voltometer lead in and they egged out the connection. I don't know how many times I've seen that over the year because people don't understand that you got to have a tight connection to make things work. If you have electrical connections, male and female connections, and they're loose, you're going to generate heat. You're going to burn things up. You're going to get a voltage drop due to excessive resistance. I've got Michael on here, Anne-Marie. He's going to be talking about medical marijuana or Michael marijuana. I can't read your writing there, but good morning, Michael. What is your comment this morning about medical marijuana, I guess?
My comment is this. We all voted to legalize medical marijuana because we think that it's something that's good for us.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. 100%.
And at the same time, they're passing laws that only a few companies are going to be able to do this. Instead of having hundreds or even thousands of companies supplying this so that the price of it will get right And when I say right, I mean so that poor people can afford to have medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'd rather have 6 or 3 companies, and they want to have the ridiculous regulations where you got to pay $300,000 a year for a license to grow it, and then they're only going to let 6 people do it.
Does it sound?
So they control the market. Is that right?
No, it's not. It's cronyism in its truest form. It's the state picking winners and losers. It's you being
And
the
it's
loser.
it's our governor has a lot to do with it.
No argument. No argument. When my advice to you is when it comes time for re-election, make sure the person that you campaign for is someone that represents your ideas. Get involved locally with your local county commission or your city commission, whatever, get involved, but also let them know how you feel. We were down here at the county commission and they made it perfectly clear this is what they're going to do. They're only going to regulate the dispensaries. If people need medical marijuana and they can get it right now, and the only legal marijuana they can get right now is a low THC marijuana. Honest, believe it or not, they cannot get the higher THC.
Well, we've passed a law so that they can get the higher.
Until the, and here's the devil in the details. I've been talking to them. The legislators have 6 months to put everything, so you're not going to have high-grade THC going to people who need it for anywhere from probably up to 6 months. I'm serious. I wish it was faster than that.
I believe you.
I wish it was a lot faster.
This country is so screwed up.
It does make you shake your head.
Check this out. Why are we all even talking about this when all the senators, governors, congressmen have legislated themselves open house, that it's legal there. They can go there and smoke all they want. They can have a joint session and put us in jail for a joint.
I like that, a joint session. Figuratively and literally. I know that
This is wrong.
no argument. It's
It's like we've got a bunch of preachers up there. And they tell us what to do, and they do what the hell they want.
Well, here, not everything we do in our government is sane. Give you an example. You and I have been told by our government that ISIS and Al-Qaeda, bad people. But yet we give money to ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Syria to fight Assad's army. So I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. They just told me yesterday these people were bad. Now they're telling me these people are good. Who's insane? Do we have the craziest insane government you've ever seen?
We do, because we should have never been in Syria. Whenever the Syrian government voted their government in, and we didn't like it, we should have stayed the hell out of there and let them do their own government.
This is our...
We're the problem. We went over there and backed the rebels. They didn't vote for the rebels.
No argument. We did the same thing in Iran in 1952, where we kicked out the duly elected official and put in the Shah. And we have been meddling for years.
We backed up the British on that.
I mean, we stick our nose, and even George Washington told us not to entangle in domestic affairs of other countries. But yet we continue to do it. Then I ask people in power, I said, why do we do
Benjamin Franklin.
And they say, yes.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin.
They
all said to stay out of other people's countries' affairs.
And we do this, according to the people that I talk to.
Thomas Jefferson.
Absolutely. They do this to protect our American interests. And now, wait a minute. I said, our American interests. They said, yes, our American interest is why we go in here and for pipelines and gas and oil. And I look at it and say, well, let me get
That's
this.
That's such bullshit. We are the biggest bullies on the planet. We complain about everybody.
I'm not arguing.
We're the biggest bullies on the planet. And we're against the Russians right now in the Middle East. But the Russians are backing the people that elected their officials. We're backing the rebels.
I don't disagree. What you're saying makes perfect sense to me. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I said, why do we do these insane things out here? I said, I just don't understand it. I trust Putin more than I trust Obama. Does that make me a traitor? And I go, and my friend I was talking to says, no, I feel the same way. I said, because what I feel we're getting from our government is a bunch of propaganda. I feel like they're doing everything in their power to go start World War III. Now, maybe I'm insane, but dadgummit, they're accusing Russia of hacking. And the only thing they did, if I'm not mistaken, the only thing that happened was they didn't, just emails, and what were in the emails were found out about. And if that's truth, And if that caused the election to be lost by Hillary, I'm kind of glad it was. Because
I mean, I personally, 8 years ago, I would have voted for Hillary. But then after she went over to the Middle East and did all the things she did, and I watched what she did, and I watched her dishonesty and her lies,
right.
then no, I don't want nothing to do with Hillary.
Her and Madeleine Albright. Those two right there are two of the most evil women that have ever been in power.
Listen, I have never voted for a Republican before in my life, but I voted for Donald Trump, and not because I think he was the greatest guy to vote for. If Bernie Sanders would have got the nomination, I'm afraid I would have went with Bernie because he's so honest and cares about people.
Yeah.
Not because I agree with everything that he's doing.
Well, to
I
me,
don't
yes.
agree with everything
I
Donald's doing.
No argument. I had a gentleman come on here a few minutes ago. He says, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to not get something done because we're looking for perfect when very good would do. And I think that's what you're saying. Donald wasn't perfect, but he's better than what we had. You know, it's
definitely would have been better, I feel, than Hillary, which I voted for Obama because I thought he was better than the other choice.
Found out
but I
different.
kicked myself in the butt at the very end about it.
Well, you weren't alone.
Which I have a right to vote. I mean, to bitch about Obama. I voted for him.
Well, I'm
mad at him.
Well, I can't say I did that.
With health care. I thought we were going to have health care.
Oh yeah, we got health care.
That was like other countries, like England, Germany, or whatever. Health care that's paid for by the government. Everybody has it. It doesn't cost you anything. But if you want better and you have money, you get better.
Well, guess what?
Everybody gets health care.
It didn't work out.
No, it's not like that.
No.
Here I am. I didn't get health care.
I didn't either.
I'm poor right now. I can't afford health care, so I'm an outlaw.
Well, you know what?
They made me a criminal because I can't afford health care.
And if you have an income tax refund coming to you this year, they will take that money out, the fine, out of your income tax return. That's
right. I know. I've been told that.
They are going to, and a lot of people don't realize that, but guarantee you, come February 1st, when they start rolling in, the checks start rolling in, there's going to be a lot of unhappy people out there. I've watched my.
Right, but I haven't filed my income tax return since Donald.
Well, I'm sure that
we're both on the same page as far as that.
Hey, Michael, I really appreciate you calling today. So I love people that call in here are passionate about how they feel. And the best thing I can recommend you to do is please get involved in your local government, whether it's county or city.
I was born in California, but I grew up in Walton County.
Well,
I've lived in Walton County since I was about 10 years old. Then I lived in England. I went to English school. I've been all over the place.
Well,
but
good.
This is where I ended up, and I love it here. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, good. We
but
don't want you going
like
anywhere.
Some of the politics and stuff.
Well, if you don't like it, get involved. That's what I tell people. I tell people if you go to 3 county commission meetings, you'll get hooked. And they go, why is that? You know, I say, because you see strange
when
stuff.
I was a little kid, my dad used to be the biggest developer anywhere in this county when I was a kid. And I used to go to county commissioner meetings, and after the meeting, go to the lunch, where at the meeting we had said, hey, this is what we want to do. And then afterwards, 3 of the county commissioner go to the lunch with you, and they tell you, yeah, Sandy, if you want this project done, you're going to give us a condo.
Yeah, that's a violation of the Sunshine
Law. So you think I don't understand how damn crooked our system is?
Get involved, change it. That's the only thing I can tell you. That's all. Please, that's why I'm in the Libertarian Party. This is what we do. We try to keep
I've been watching you a lot with the Libertarian Party, and I think that is a really good party.
We're getting better. I got to go. I'm up against the clock. I could talk to you all day, Michael. Call again some morning, okay? Love to hear you. Call back. All right. Bye-bye now. Y'all be good, everybody. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.